Welcome to your daily focus, May the 20th, 2022. My name's Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. I send it right back to you. You guys absolutely rock. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking the video. Thank you for just showing up. Absolutely. We have the 20 energy today. The 20 energy is all about turning points, making new decisions, looking at new areas of growth in our life, new opportunities, new relationships, new ways of doing, being, becoming. 2 plus 0 is a 2. It's about weighing out our decisions. It's about looking at our decisions. For the daily energy, we have a 13. So the 13 is about change, release, transformation. So especially with the 20 energy, it's a do not resist kind of energy. We don't want to resist change. We want to go with the flow. And so the 13 is about change, release, and transformation as well. So it could be a very transformative day for us. We could get clarity and understanding of how we want to go forward. Our ambitions, our goals, what we want to obtain and attain. The 13 energy kind of calls to, we want to grow. We want magic to happen in our lives. We want the beauty to unfold around us. And so we have this desire. We have this desire to step into new paths, do new things, try new things, step into new opportunities, learning experiences, relationships. But somehow our confidence lacks in the 13 energy. Sometimes we fret over the smallest things. Don't worry about the small things. Don't sweat the small stuff today. It's more about the big picture today, and it's more about you taking a step back, I think, again. And looking at it, we have Taurus. Well, Taurus is, 1 plus 3 is a 4. I didn't even go there. And 4 is about really analyzing things, really understanding what our foundation looks like, what we are building upon. And does that need work in our life? Do we tend to use more energy or resources or time in certain areas of our life, and we need to move it over to other areas of our life? Maybe it's our relationships. Maybe it's our own spiritual growth. Maybe it's our health and well-being. Maybe it's our career. Maybe it's our environment. So looking at how we have and allowing change and releasing things, especially when you are cleaning out that closet or cleaning out that attic or just straightening out your desk. We have to release things. We have to let things go. And that's on a very small level. We could be doing it in ginormous steps in our personal lives, in our work lives, in our spiritual lives as well. So now, the sun is in Taurus for most of the day. Okay, I think it's like in the evening at some point, it'll start to move over to Gemini, and then we will have our first full day of Gemini energy in the 21st. And we can wake up actually to the Capricorn moon, but I think around breakfast time somewhere, we will be having the moon move into Aquarius. So we will really feel a transitional kind of day, a transformative kind of day. The last day in Taurus too, I would see us pulling back a little bit and turning it inward on ourselves. And it's a beautiful energy because it's so grounded. The Taurus energy is so grounded for us to look at things in a very realistic way, in a very diplomatic way, perhaps. Understanding what our ambitions are, what our true goals are, what will make us happy. Everybody wants to lose 10 pounds, but is it on your bucket list? Is it your top 10? Is it a priority? What are you looking at? And get a piece of paper out and write it down today. Just a couple of jots or journal about your ambitions, your goals, your dreams, your desires today. And as you do that, you are going to in some way, because of the 13 energy, I think lacks some confidence in actually stepping into that. So know that that is just the energy that appears. And maybe it's a safety net so that we just don't jump into something. But it can also turn us away from something that would have been marvelous for you. So don't be too quick to judge. Don't be too quick to say yes to everything or no to everything. Really give it some thought. The 4 energy, we want to give it thought. How does that work into my foundation? Does it work on my path and my path alone? Does it work for somebody else's path and I'm just helping them succeed and it's really just costing me time or energy or resources? So yeah, we'll be more aware of the support we have to walk into those goals, those dreams, those desires, and also where the conflicts are. Oh my gosh, all these cards came flying out. Is there 4? If there's 4, we're going to go with it, maybe. Well, there's 4. So the first card would have been the 8 of Cups. They picked them, not me. The 8 of Cups. Now, the 8 of Cups tells us that as we release things, as we let things go, some things we'll want to keep. Some things we'll want to hang on to. Some things we just don't even see how life can possibly exist without those things. And for each of us, that's different. But there's the crutches that we are using, or we're pulling along dead weight because we still think that's part of our identity. That's what people expect to see. So therefore, we bring that person to the party. We show up as that person. And it doesn't reflect who you truly are and who you're truly becoming. But we don't want to let it go because, wow, what if they don't accept me? What if they laugh at me? What if they ignore me? What if they don't support me? So, and that's where the lack of confidence could come in, or the fear of being different or unique in some way, or changing to match more of a harmony of who you are rather than who they are. So there are things that we need to turn away from that we do love. We do expect to be there on a daily basis. And that makes the decisions that much harder. Now, we are lucky because we're in Mercury retrograde, so we get to use that as a little bit of an excuse to say, I don't need to make a decision yet, but I do need to look at removing this from my life, or that person, or that environment, this habit, this behavior, in order to go forward in the way I want. The second card that would have appeared was Judgment. So you're being called out. You're really being called out. I really get this as you're being called out. And I've never read this card like this before, but over the last couple of times now it's pulled out. That's the first thing I hear, so that's what I'm going with. You can make a decision to move forward. You can make a decision to stay. But if you don't like where you are, then it's time to make those decisions. It's time to look forward. It's time to say, okay, this is what I'm going to be doing going forward. I'm not going to have this in my life or that in my life. So we're really making some strong choices and decisions and choices that shouldn't be made overnight. And, you know, the energy is kind of like this right now. So it's a process. It's like when you're cleaning up, well, at least this is what I do, right? And I've got the, this can go, this has to stay in the maybe pile. I don't know if I'm ready to part with that yet. I might need it again. So, or like if it's clothes, it's like, oh, I might have an opportunity to wear that again. Highly doubtful, and I should give it away and just buy a new outfit because that is lack thinking. Absolutely. I just called myself out on something publicly. Okay, whatever. I'm real. I'm a person. I have to go through the same walk as you. So lack thinking is really holding on to that, that one pair of pants or that beautiful blouse or that beautiful shirt or that t-shirt that rocks, it's just for a certain occasion. And you know what? When you hold on to those things, so my maybe pile just got a lot smaller. When you hold on to those things, your brain, your subconscious says, yeah, we might not be able to afford it later. We better hang on to that, or we won't have anything to wear that day. What will we do? It'll be tragedy. That's how your brain takes it in. So how are you programming yourself when you have that maybe pile stacked higher than the yes or no pile? Judgment. I know I had to share for a reason. I hope I helped you. Judgment is, you're being called out. Pay attention. Then we have the Six of Pentacles as our next card. We have 4 cards today because that's what they threw out. And for some reason, I thought I have to go with these. So I did. So we have the Six of Pentacles here. So is relationships, the give and take of relationships, are they two-way streets in your life? Maybe it's a relationship that needs to go because you're always give, 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 give. Or maybe you need to step up to the plate and start giving. Maybe you've been the taker in certain relationships, in certain aspects of the relationship, perhaps. Straighten out your halo a little bit and get on with life. But realize and be honest with yourself if you're not giving to that relationship. If you're not giving to that relationship, why are you not giving to that relationship? Ask yourself these questions. Maybe it's because you don't want them around, or maybe it's because once they are around, they never leave, or maybe it's because they don't mesh with your other friends, or maybe it's because, start asking yourself, are they hurtful? Do they talk down to you? Is there something that makes you want to pull back from that relationship? And what is it? And is it harming you in some way? Because if it's a negative reaction, it's obviously harming you in some way. And this is a beautiful time to look at what we are going to release in our life. And especially with relationships. But you know what? We're working towards our happily ever after. The final card was the happily ever after. So it's about pondering. It's about contemplating. It's about praying. It's about meditating. It's about being in the moment. It's about going with the flow. It's about not saying no or yes to anything without thinking it through and wondering, does it fit? Could it fit? Why is it being shown to me if it doesn't fit? What is it trying to teach me then? About my path forward, about my next choice, my next decision. Or maybe it's a person. What have they been here to teach me? And am I learning it? What am I there to teach them? Because it is a two-way street in relationships, even for the teaching parts. We teach each other. My kids taught me more than I think I could ever teach them. Especially 2 boys with autism. They taught me the word literal and what it truly means. Okay, so 2 stories here. And I hope you can relate in some way. Hope you know autism enough that you can relate in some way. They're very literal. And the one day, they didn't like wearing clothes or shoes or socks or anything. So the one day, the snow is melting, but there's still snow out there. It is wet and it's cold. And I look outside and there's my son running around with no socks, shoes, boots, nothing. So I call him up and I said, "Are you in your bare feet?" Kind of like, that was obvious that he couldn't deny it. And he looked down and he says, "They're my human feet, Mom." And he went running away and played some more. But the best one of literal that I've got, and I've used it, and you might have even heard it if you've been a long time subscriber, but it was, and they're in their late 20s now, my boys. So I still call them boys. But I was trying to get them ready for it. Now, I was a single mom. I had to get me ready for work. I had to pack 3 lunches. I had to serve 3 breakfasts. I had to get the clothes out for 3 people. I had to get them all dressed and out for the bus in time. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to leave, and then I would be late for work. And so, it was, all the cogs had to kind of go together. All the gears had to go together in order for it to work every morning. And Paul wouldn't eat his breakfast, and he usually just wolfed it down. I never had to worry about Paul, but Paul wasn't eating the one day. And I'm running back and forth from the kitchen to the bedrooms to the living rooms to the bathroom, and I'm go, and every time I walked through, I'd see that he wasn't eating again. I'd say, "Paul, eat, Paul, eat, Paul, eat, Paul." So, all of a sudden I hear this scream, and then I walk in and I got 2 boys crying. Paul was crying because his brother had just taken a chunk of meat out of his arm. He'd bit him pretty hard. And my other son was crying because I told him to eat Paul, and now he was in trouble for it. So I shall leave you with that as we go on to our. And I thought, oh, I wonder what the normal families are doing right now. Anyways, so if you think I'm a little off to the left, I have good reason to be a little off to the left and celebrate life in my own way, unique way. But they taught me how to be authentic, and they taught me definitely the word literal. I know that one. Okay, mantra card it is. What is our mantra? Now, and we do a mantra of the day, and it's just kind of to give you, if you don't have a mantra, then hey, maybe we could start with this one. But not necessarily do you have to use every mantra of the day. You may find one that you really like using, and you use it for a couple of weeks in order to move a certain situation or a certain energy into the way you want it to be. Who do we have today? Intuition. Trust your intuition. Okay, it is just a part of being human. We're all gifted with it. It's like every other muscle, though, if we don't pay attention to it, because we're always told growing up, what we thought was right wasn't right. This was the rule. Come. Oh, you're so clumsy. You're so clumsy. Okay. Down. You have to go down now. The other day, I'm teaching him show me. So when he comes to me, I said, do you want something? And he goes, oh. I go, okay, well, show me. So, he'll take me to his water bowl. He'll take me to his food bowl. He'll take me to the door if he wants to go outside. But the other night, I said, do you want something? And he kind of looked at me, and I said, show me. And he took his paw, and he petted my leg. So I thought, oh, you want love, do you? Well, I've got love for you. Anyways, intuition. Trust your intuition. I think I have a Milo hair on me now. We all are gifted at birth with an intuition, and it's learning to trust your intuition again. It's listening to yourself and not edit it, not argue with it, but it's that gut feeling. You know what is right, you know what is wrong. It's when somebody says something and that's your intuition saying you don't like that person, you don't like that attitude, you don't like those words, you don't like that thought, you don't like, and it warns you, you want to take a step back for some reason then, right? Or your intuition tells you to go buy a lottery ticket and you win a prize of $10 or something like that. And it would cost you $1 or something. Intuition will tell you what to do, when to do, how to do it, why to do it. It'll lead you down certain paths that you never would have ventured on unless you listen to your intuition. Your intuition is your compass of what direction you need to go, how to make your decisions. When we look inwardly and to make our decisions, we can make incredible decisions because most times our knowledge is already held within. We just have to look for it. We just have to say, okay, how do I truly feel about this? Does it fit in my lifestyle? Does it match my morals and values, my lifestyle? So trust your intuition. Intuition is your inherited gift. It is your divine intelligence guiding you in all ways, your thoughts, your words, your dreams, and your deeds. Everybody has intuitive abilities that need to be put into practice when facing challenges. You may experience this as a gut feeling, a hunch. It may be a very accurate indicator of the right choices for you. Practicing and exercising your intuitive abilities can strengthen these gifts, which can give you an advantage when making any decision. Developing your intuitive abilities is probably one of the most valuable things you can ever do for yourself. Intuition is a very accurate guiding force in all aspects of life and can contribute to the success and fulfillment of your path forward. So the mantra is, I trust my intuition to guide me in all areas of my life. I trust my intuition. And we'll get our beautiful animal cards here. Let's see who comes out today. Give us their wisdom. Guide us. The loon. Intuitive. Trust your intuition. Listen to the song in your soul. Trust your intuition as you have a way of knowing. Emerge from the busy life and seek solitude. Recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. So recognize that you are unique, that you are loved. Absolutely. You are surrounded by angels and spirit guides, past loved ones at all times. You would be amazed if you could see them all. Listen to the song of your soul. And all of a sudden I hear the Doors playing in my mind. So it's, close your eyes, girl. Look inside, girl. Let the sound take you away. Maybe it's the sound of your breathing. Maybe it's the sound of the heartbeat. Maybe it's the waves crashing against the ocean. Maybe it's the birds singing in the trees. Maybe it's the neighbor's lawnmower going. Maybe it's the traffic going by. But listen to the sound, the vibration, the energy that's around you. And first you'll tune into things like the cars going by and the birds and whatnot. But you find an inner peace when you can quiet yourself, when you can just go within. And yes, your brain will be, you'll have monkey brain. All these thoughts will come in. You'll be like 3 seconds in and you'll be thinking of something. And that's okay. Just go back to listening to the sound within you, because the sound within you will give you the right way forward, will tap into your intuition, the knowing within you. And it's okay to go in search of your knowing and find out you don't know something. At least now you know that you need to branch out and learn, experience, in order to gain the knowledge and the wisdom, in order to make the right decisions. You can't buy a business without not knowing what the value of a dollar is, or how to add and subtract, or just for starters. What's all the things that you need to know in order to start your own business? And what things don't you need to know that you could ask somebody else to do for a small percentage of the profit, or a percentage of the whatever? Maybe you form a partnership by knowing, by looking inside and saying, but I don't know anything about that. And all of a sudden you go, hey, I need somebody that knows all that stuff in my life. And who do you meet? Well, you're standing in this long lineup that's moving nowhere for like 20 minutes straight, and you have a conversation with somebody. You exchange email addresses. And all of a sudden, now that business you thought was never going to happen in your life because you didn't have a skill set, now the door is opened up. But you don't know that until you look within. You don't know that until you start asking yourself questions about how you can move forward. So you will see where the conflict is. You will also see where you already have the support. So we're going back to the numerology again and the astrology. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.